Hello and welcome to Tank and AFV News. My name is Tom and welcome back to the channel. I apologize, it's been a little while since I posted on here. Sort of a variety of factors have been keeping me from making videos lately, but hopefully those will be rectified soon. So I had earlier tonight sat down and decided I was going to do this long video of a topic that had bounced around on my head for a while and started recording, and when it got to like 45 minutes I was like, my god, I thought this was going to be something short. So I'm going to set that aside and tonight just focus on doing a short little book review. So tonight we're going to be looking at a recent series of books put out by Osprey Publishing on British battle tanks. So it's a 3-volume set here. They published, I think the last one came out just maybe this last summer. These others the last year or two. So 3 volumes in this set. As you can see, it's a fairly handsome set, sort of, you know, obviously matching cover design and all that. As with most Osprey hardcover books, they're well put together books. You know, they're a big enough outfit that they make a handsome book. The paper quality's good, the imagery production's good, the editing's good. You know, you won't find typos or that kind of thing in here. These are, like I said, these is worthy of a big publisher. So the author is David Fletcher. Forgot to say that. Kind of important, isn't it? Not the author of the book. Primarily David Fletcher. There's a few chapters in some of these written by other people. So what the books cover, the first one is World War I to 1939. So this covers your World War I tanks and your interwar period. The second one covers the British-made tanks of World War II. And then the third one covers the American-built tanks used by the British during World War II. This one has Stephen Zaloga co-wrote quite a bit of it, actually. And I bought these first two. He actually sent me this one along when he sent me that copy of his latest book on the Battle of the Bulge that I reviewed earlier in the month. So thanks to him for doing that. And he did that. I sort of sent him a question earlier. I just was asking him, like, is this book going to have original material or is this reprinted stuff? Because this is my big issue with this series. Most of this is all reprinted. This is all stuff. They took a lot of the old, the little individual Osprey New Vanguard titles, like this one on the Valentine, and reformatted the text with some new images and whatnot and put it into a hardcover. Interestingly enough, so the Valentine one's actually by Bruce Newsom. So that's one of the few chapters in the second book that's not written by Fletcher. So, so, you know, you have different authors. So that sort of affects, you know, the flow a little bit, you know, as you're moving along. But so be warned, if you own those original Osprey titles, the individual ones, this is going to be kind of old material. If you don't own those, if you're sort of new to the topic, or you just haven't read or own those old ones, then this series will probably be quite useful. But not the first time Osprey's done this with hardcover books. In fact, remember a couple years ago I was looking online at used books and I saw this one, Battleground, Greatest Tank Duels in History by Zaloga. That sounds awesome. When I didn't really read carefully the description and realized it's 5 of the duel titles repackaged in one volume. So, you know, and I think I own 4 of those individual books. So, you know, this doesn't get a whole lot of use. I didn't get much use out of it, but you know, you just got to read carefully. But just to warn people, if you are looking for the history of British battle tanks, World War I, World War II, it's a nice series. But like I said, if you already own those individual Osprey titles, look out. Of course, you know, the good thing, it's Fletcher, so his writing's good. Although, to be honest, if you have his older, sort of the series that look like this, the HMSO ones, you know, I kind of end up referring to these more. You know, the one thing, though, is, as far as hard copies, I just have Mechanized Force and Moving the Guns, because the two that cover World War II, the Great Tank Scandal and Universal Tank, I only have digital copies because the hardcover copies, or the hard copies, they're softcover, are just so darn expensive on the used book market. So anyway, that's my thoughts on Osprey's British Battle Tanks 3-volume set by Fletcher and others. If you don't already own the individual New Vanguard titles, it may be worth it. If you do, it may not. Regardless, it's a nice set. It's a very handsome set. It looks good on my bookshelf. So that's my recommendation, and we will catch you on the next one.